One of the most critical concepts for a Jew to understand is that Hashem meets out very exact life settings. Hashem custom designs for each individual a specific, perfect life for them. Not every human being is granted wealth, not every human being is granted health, because Hashem meets out the exact stage settings that a person needs to reach their level of perfection. Great wisdom, great abilities, great talents are given to some aren't. Each person is given a mix, each person is given a various settings, because each person is but an actor on a stage, and at the end of our days we're judged by one criteria: how far did you go with your talents, your abilities, based on your circumstances, what did you do? And this concept, I believe, is fundamental to understanding life. I spent a lot of time on this. Recently I was in Eretz Yisrael and I was speaking to a seminary group, and after I was finished, I was astonished by the questions that were coming at me. The first young woman said, "Rabbi, I hear what you're saying. It makes sense. And Hashem gives the person the perfect life for their growth. But how could I deal with it when I'm in such pain?" I was a little taken aback by that. The next young woman asked almost the same question. "I hear what you're saying, but I'm in so much pain and so much suffering. How do I deal with it?" It seemed that out of the 60 young women in the room, almost 40 of them had the identical question. But here was the strange part of it. These were regular, frum girls coming from intact homes. Someone was paying the huge sum of money for them to be in Israel in a seminary. These girls were not sleeping on park benches. They were not disadvantaged youth. But every one of them seemed to have felt such pain, and it took me as a tremendous, tremendous, shocking revelation. The only equivalent I could have to it is if it were 1946 and you and I were speaking to a group of concentration camp survivors, and we're telling them, you have to put your past away, we have to rebuild the future, you have to just continue. That was the tone, almost the tone of the group. And I took them from this a very interesting lesson. If you look around the world about us, you'll see a lot of suffering, a lot of unhappy people, people who come from good homes, people who have unique opportunities, people who have abilities, people who have capacities, and you'll see so many people who are unhappy and psychologically and emotionally unwholesome. And if you begin seeing this in many settings, many, many different environments, you begin to draw the pattern. I get a chance to speak to many people. Many people tell me about their issues, their problems, things going on in their world. And when you hear the amount of pain, suffering, and unrest that so many people suffer, you have to ask the question, what's pshat? They have nice homes, beautiful children, fine jobs. What's lacking? And at a certain point, you begin to get the fabric. You begin to get the tapestry. And that is that we're leading life now not as we're supposed to. If you'd ever wonder, why do we need Moshiach? Listen, I have everything I need. I have a fine base medrash. My kids have great yeshivas. I have everything I need here. When you begin to see the pain, the suffering, the unwholesomeness of so many people, the unhappiness, you begin to realize it's been a bitter, bitter long exile. We've lost our sense of balance. We've lost our sense of what we're doing here. If a Jew is leading a life of purpose, of meaning, if a Jew is growing and accomplishing, there's a sense of joy, of happiness, then the sun shines, life is beautiful, there's a simchas achayim, and it's a beautiful, beautiful existence. But if you see so many people who are deeply, deeply unhappy, what that's indicative of is a tremendous lack of understanding. The Jewish nation, unfortunately, we've been in this exile so long that we've lost our balance, we've lost our sense of understanding, and because of that, we're not reaching great levels, we're not reaching great heights, and there's a tremendous sense of unhappiness. One of the many reasons that we need to daven for Mashiach is exactly this. And if we can't bring ourselves to understand the many other reasons, just look at the pain, look at the suffering, know and understand that instantly, in a heartbeat, it changes. All the pain, all the suffering, all of that disappears, and the Jewish nation returns to our land in joy and simcha. We serve our Creator properly, leading a life that we're supposed to lead.